How the hell are you? I have been a bit AFK. Anyone remember that? AFK, yeah, away from keyboard. I remember I used to say that MSN days. Am I old? Am I old? Actually, do you know what? My friend Ellie, who might be listening to this, as you can tell, I've been ill, so there's going to be lots of pausing and coughing in this recording. So my friend Ellie posted on Instagram last night, actually, that she shared something that was about how the online business owners, like we ran the fan accounts, like we are like we were the teenagers with fan accounts, and now we have online businesses. Like that's the kind of arc, and it just made me laugh so much because I had a huge Tumblr blog that was all about Sherlock. Like my whole thing was creating Sherlock gifs. Like I would just spend. That's pretty much all I did throughout my like college years, actually. So really, what paid off the most. I had a Horrible Histories fan page. Like I know that some people still follow me now who are from those days, which I find absolutely hilarious. But yeah, if you ran a fan blog of any kind and now you're an entrepreneur, let me know because I really do think that's such a strong arc because we learned how to build a community, how to engage, how to make graphics, how to run a website. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. But what I want to talk to you today is Six Figure Safety. Six Figure Safety is the name of my new program, but I also want to talk about it as a concept. Originally, I did not want to call my new program Six Figure Safety. I was actually going to keep the name Cash Flow Confident. So when I say new program, it's not actually that new in that it's kind of everything that I've been teaching for the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Oh my goodness. But kind of merged into one. So kind of taking everything that I've taught and bringing them into one kind of master program. And you join this program, you're in it for a year, and you basically like sort your financial shit out, like from start to finish. There's no hopping from program to program. There's no, you have to do this program to do that program. And are you ready? And which one's right for me? It's like, no, there's just one and you come into it. And, if you've already, you take what you want and you leave the rest. There is so much in this program. There is something for everyone. Does not mean you have to do it all. But Six Figure Safety is the name. So I originally came up with Six Figure Safety as almost like a concept. It kind of came out when I was writing the sales page copy. And I was thinking about like, what is the transformation that I am trying to give people in this program? And it came down to this Six Figure Safety. And when I say Six Figure Safety, it is so important for me to kind of, it's important. Actually, it's a little bit sad that I have to do this, but every single time I'm going to have to do this, okay, it's not about six figures, the number. And I know that is confusing because the word six figures is in there, but it's very intentional. So number one, the first reason why like Six Figure Safety, I think, is a really good name, is that it is so many people's financial milestone, and not just in the online space, but there's, in the kind of, I say the real world, having six figures in savings, having six figure investment portfolios, a six figure net worth, like all of those things are aspirational milestones that people want to have. And then we go into online business. Obviously, it's like 6 figure years, 6 figure months, blah, 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 all of those kind of things. So six figures is a huge milestone for people. But people very rarely know that they don't actually have that milestone. In that milestone doesn't actually mean anything to them. It is aspirational in the sense of it sounds good. I think what most people believe and think when they say they want six figures, be that in revenue, sales, savings, investments, net worth, what they mean is, I want to have more than enough. Because I think for most of us day to day, like having six figures, like literally having six figures available would be more than, like, we would be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's more than enough. Like that's enough. Okay. And so when I kind of came to like, oh, that's actually what my kind of clients want, is they want this more than enoughness. They want the safety that six figures gives them, aka Six Figure Safety. So that is how I came up with the name. And yeah, like I said, I originally wasn't going to call it that because I was afraid that people would, they think, well, I don't have six figure income yet, so I'm not ready for it, or I don't want six figures, I don't want a six-figure income, I don't want six figures in savings, like that's way too much for me. Equally, I want to be like that's okay. Like, it's not about that. And I know that I'm gonna have, like, there's gonna be times and time again where I'm gonna have to explain that, but that's okay. Hey, maybe I put a disclaimer at the top of the sales page that just says, FYI, six-figure safety, it's not a number, it's a feeling. And when I came up with this concept, it reminded me of something that I became aware to very early on in my money coaching journey. So very early on in my money coaching journey, I used to ask my clients, we used to go through their kind of desires and their fears, right? What are your financial fears? And I actually stopped doing it because 100% of people said the same thing. And that was 100% of people said it was the fear of not having enough, of the running out of money. And it was this, like, not having enough. That came up, the word enough came up again and again and again. And when I spoke to people's desires, it was always like to have more than enough, to never have to worry. And so I would then ask, what is enough? Nobody could answer the question. That is why I think Six Figure Safety is such a fantastic name, because I'm speaking to what people think will be enough, will be more than enough. Okay, it is the aspiration, but it doesn't have to be six figures. And there are so many times when working with business owners that I have worked with clients who are busting their ass to make six figures, because it's almost like there has been this narrative that if they're not a six-figure business, then they're not successful, which is really sad. I felt it as well, so I definitely know that, like, this, it's legit. I get it. When everyone's talking about, this kind of goal online and people are celebrating reaching it, if you're not there, it feels like you're doing something wrong. It feels like you failed in some way. But actually, and I'm thinking of a particular client where she's busting her ass trying to get to six figures, and if anything, that was making her not get to six figures. Like, her drive and demand to get to six figures was the reason why she wasn't, because I think, she didn't truly believe that she could get there. And obviously belief is a huge thing when it comes to finances. If you don't believe you're going to achieve a certain goal, then you're probably not going to achieve that goal. Belief is a massive part of it. We ran the numbers of what she actually needed to make, in that we worked out what did she need to take home in order to pay her bills, have a bit of spending money put towards the savings goals that she had. What does her business cost to run? How much does she need to put aside for tax? You know, what number we got to? I think it was like 42k. It might 47. It was around the 50k mark. Okay, 50k. She was already making that money, by the way. She was already making enough. And this is what I see all the time. A lot of you are already making enough money, but because the money doesn't have, like, a plan, a strategy, a directive, like, whatever you want to call it, whatever that word is, whatever you want to call it, because it does not have that structure, it doesn't feel like you have that money. And I know this because this is something that I have, struggled with myself. This is why I ended getting into finance in the first place, because I ran the maths. And don't get me wrong, I can't do maths. We're not doing mental maths anytime soon. But I, like, got the numbers on paper and I was like, what is coming in should be enough to cover everything that's going out. Like, I worked out all of my kind of costs, my bills and everything. My income should cover that, but it is not. So what is going wrong? And that is ultimately how I got into finance, because I started investigating. I was like, what the helly? What is going wrong? Why does it never feel like I have enough? Why am I broke 2 weeks into the month? Why am I having to put end of the month groceries on a credit card when mathematically I have enough? It was tight, sure, but I should have enough. And it took a good few months. I think it took about 6 months of tweaking, of finding systems, but I finally kind of worked out a kind of financial system that worked for me. And that is the method that I now teach today. It's the method that I've taught to hundreds of women and continue to do so. And I love it. It's in phase 2. What I learned is that I already had more than enough. I just wasn't managing it very well. That wasn't for any fault of my own. Like, I literally had never learned. Like, I grew up in poverty. Any money that came in went straight back out again. I didn't need to learn to manage money, did I? Because like my mum basically did it. I just like got some pocket money and then went and spent it. That was my job as a kid. So I never had that financial education around money. Like, no one shows you. Okay, you're not taught in school, and I think for whatever reason your parents just assumed that It's really weird. I don't know. I think, or maybe there's a generational thing, I think, as well, with older generations, because they figured things out themselves. They think you have to figure it out themselves. Like, they think you have to like go through the struggles that they did, because otherwise that would be unfair if you got handed information, God forbid. So I think that means there's a lot of us in the kind of millennial age group. I will say I'm at the bottom. I'm a zillennial. I'm just going to say that. My partner hates that I say that. But I'm on the cusp of Gen Z. That's why I'm a millennial, but I'm cool. Anyway, yeah. I wasn't taught about money. So when I was in the real world and I was managing money, that's why it always felt difficult, because I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I do not know what the hell I'm doing. And of course you download all the apps, don't you? You download fucking everything. The amount of apps I downloaded, the amount of spreadsheets I bought off Etsy, nothing fucking worked. I tried tracking all my finances, didn't work. Like, you have to find the thing that works for you. Now, you guys are very lucky in that I went into true ADHD hyperfocus and was like, how the fuck does money work? Okay. And I learned everything there is to know about money. And now I'm here teaching you guys. So yeah. Anyway, that is my tangent. That you probably already have the money that you need. It's just not being managed in a way that's allowing you to feel like you have that. But also, you can absolutely make more money. You can manage your money better. You can grow your money. You can feel confident with money. You can feel safe with money. It is so, so achievable for you. And that is why I'm so excited for this offer, because I think previously where I've done programs and I've worked with someone for 3 months, 6 months, like, we kind of just get started and then I let people go. They get their wings and they fly. They've learned what they need and they're off. And then I'm like, oh, let me know how you go. Whereas now I get to see that full transformation over the year, which is also really good, because sometimes life throws a curveball, right? Sometimes when I'm working with someone, life will throw a curveball and that will derail some plans, or it throws a spanner in the works, and that causes maybe the results don't come as fast as people hoped. But when we've got a whole year, there's hope that we can sort of ride those waves out. And obviously, if you wanted to stay on for further than a year, there's going to be you can re-sign for basically nothing. So this is it now. This is the only money program that you will ever need to buy, okay? Because it covers your business finances, it covers your personal finances, it covers building wealth. It's got all the resources you need. I'm going to bring in guest experts probably once a quarter on different topics. You guys can vote on it. But yeah, I'm so excited because I genuinely think it's going to be the best thing. And I know that when I talk about it, I cannot do it justice. I think you might be thinking, I just need to make more money. That's fine. We'll look at that in the program, okay? Because guess what? Making more money is part of money management. It's so important to know that when you understand your finances and you're able to read the financial data, you can see what works, you can see what doesn't work. You can then go all in on the revenue generating activities that do work. Like, growing your income is part of phase 1. It's going to be something that we are constantly doing, okay? Because you will know now exactly how much you need to make, and then you can reverse engineer. We can set your pricing. We're going to build your sales plan. We're going to look at your offer ecosystem to make sure that all your offers kind of work together, so you're kind of making the most of like client lifetime value and things like that, so that we can have your take-home pay be what you need and what you ultimately want it to be. And then we learn to manage that. So we're doing the full thing. We're building your retirement fund. We're building your house savings. We're helping you, get the extra, book the massage once a month, as well as doing all the incredible fun things in your business as well. So I do think it's the only money program you'll ever need. And I'm excited to launch it. The doors are actually going to open tomorrow. I'm doing this podcast episode because I have been so sick for the past 2 weeks that, you can probably still hear it on my voice. I have just not been on it for this launch. Like, I normally, when I do launches, like, I have everything planned, written, scheduled in advance, and then I just kind of sit back and twiddle my thumbs in the launch, like waiting for the sales to come in. And this time I don't. Like, I literally have nothing. I am doing it on the fly because I've been so unwell. I've been like, I can't think, the brain fog. Oh my God, it's been so bad. Anyway, this is my launch opener podcast of like, look, this is what I'm launching. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.